Senior Vice President promotion tomorrow as well.
Okay, there you go there.
This gentleman owned and managed multiple companies for 15 years, but was still time broke. He went to a home meeting in search of a way to make residual income and immediately loved the concept and potential of ACN. He's a constant top producer, has developed many friendships in ACN, friends that have turned into family, and now his goal is to help as many people as he can to rise to the top as he has done for him and his family. Just a tremendous individual that all of you need to get to know. Please help us promote to the position of Senior Vice Presidents Michael and Jennifer Crowder.
Sometimes this world starts breaking me down. I can see what's in my and there are moments I feel and now let's fall to the ground. I am a mess, I am a wrecking ball. I must confess that I still don't get it all. But I believe in all your words are true. Doesn't matter where I'm going, if I'm going with you, I press on, 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 and I still don't get it.
I see the world through my jaded eye. I get frustrated when there is no why. I put my focus on the last things and stumble to the knees. But I really know it's what we all need.
I am a mess, I am a wrecking ball. I must confess that I still don't get it all. But I believe in all your words are true. Doesn't matter where I'm going, if I'm going with you, I press on, I press on, I press on, I press on,
I press on when I still don't get it.
I am a mess, I am a wrecking ball. I must confess that I still don't get it all. But I believe in all your words are true. Doesn't matter where I'm going, if I'm going with you, I press on, I press on, I press on, I press on,
When I still don't get it.
I am a mess, I am a wrecking ball. I must confess that I still don't get it all. But I believe in all your words are true. Doesn't matter where I'm going, if I'm going with you, I press on, I press on, I press on, I press on, when I still don't get it, press on.
Celebrating with us today. And thank you to our kids for sharing their gift of music. I met Michael Crowder when we were both in the 7th grade, and I was taller than he was. And I knew within 5 years that we would build a life together. And that's exactly what we've done. He's a visionary king, which means that our 25 years of marriage has been a wild ride. But one thing that has remained constant is that he is a compassionate friend, a faithful husband, and a fantastic father. And here's the proof. And you're ready to volunteer that Jay Crowder on Instagram. And then our daughter Elizabeth and our son Jonah as well. Proverbs 13 says that a good man leaves an inheritance to his children's children. And because of his unrelenting work ethic, and our ACN business, I believe he's going to make that happen. Honey, I'm proud of you. And thank you for making us your why and then not sacrificing your why along the way. I know that no matter what comes your way, you will continue to press on. Ladies and gentlemen, my husband, Senior Vice President, Mr. Michael Crowder.
First of all, guys, I want to thank my family. I want to thank my wife for this year, 26 years, and my 3 awesome kids. You guys show some love just to how amazing they are. I want to thank the founders of this incredible company, men of integrity, men that have built a company on godly principles. And we would none of us be standing here without their vision, and they continue to exceed all of our expectations. So I want to thank the founders. And I'm not going to thank everybody because I got the message I want to share real quick, but I want to thank Autumn Moyer and Manny Provenzano for all the talks, the late night, pulling off the roller coaster, and then also Senior Vice Presidents Michael Mazer and Patrick Mazer for showing everybody what true work ethic is. And just showing them appreciation with it. Then lastly, my team, I love you guys. This is the beginning. Look at this. I'm so proud. You got my story, you heard it real briefly. In January of 2009, I had a guy come to my office and try to sell me into ACN. I got up and walked out and I said, I don't do network marketing. 12 months later, I was invited to a home meeting from my buddy Jim Riggins, who's standing right here. And I went because he's my buddy. And we've known each other for many years. I got started on the spot, it just made sense. I went to work, I did a huge home meeting, we had a bunch of people sign up, we had a fast start, and I remember going down and doing a meeting 4 hours one way from my home about 6 months into the business. And at that home meeting, now this is an 8-hour round trip to speak to a group of people, 10 or 15 people. And I met a lady named Jill, and she asked me a question, she said, can we do this in Australia? And I said, I don't know, I have to check, and sure enough we could. She signed her sister up, and today we have almost 10,000 customers in a city in Australia I've never visited. And they all set their alarm. It's 4 o'clock in the morning over there, and they're over here today watching this. That's all for an 8-hour drive. Drive the miles. As the Bible says, the footsteps of a righteous man are ordered of the Lord. Guys, we know we're not righteous, but Christians understand that because of Jesus we're righteous. And because of that, I want you to understand that I'm standing here because of order. You see, you heard me mention Mr. Riggins. He came to see ACN at a home meeting and decided it was not for him. But a couple days later, he was driving home from work, getting gas at a gas station. And a gentleman pulled up in a nice black sedan, and they made eye contact. He said it was almost awkward that they didn't speak, but they stared at each other, and Jim didn't think anything about it, and he got in his car and drove off. And a few days later, a week later, he was asked if he wanted to come tour the ACN World Headquarters, and he said yes. And he happened to be on the 4th floor when out walked Robert Stefanowski. They locked eyes and said, gas station. Jim Riggins went in Mr. Stefanowski's office. They became friends. Jim said, I want to do business with that man. He signed up at ACN, did a home meeting, and called me. That's order. That's order. Because the journey hasn't been easy. It's been difficult along the way. About 2 years ago, I had somebody write some garbage about me on the internet. And I decided whether I wanted to say this today or not, but in all transparency, it broke my heart. Because I had never even met this person. They didn't know me. My daughter said, Dad, you've arrived. You have a hater. But I never met him. They said I was a bad dad. And all this stuff. And I remember I was so upset I called my friend Larry Raskin. And I said, Larry, I need to talk. And he said, meet me for breakfast. And I went and I had breakfast with Larry. He said the most important words I've heard in ACN. He said, Michael, become less important. He said, this is just a sign. You need to make this about other people. And from that moment, our business has almost doubled because of building the business around other people. But I'm gonna wrap it up here shortly with this. Freedom is what this is about. What is freedom worth to you? What is it worth? What's worth fighting for your family? What's worth fighting for your legacy? What's worth fighting for where your children's children have your picture on their mantle, talking about the legacy you left? See, what I realized was working for somebody else was not going to deliver my dreams. Building someone else's dreams was not going to pay my bills. You guys, let me tell you what freedom's worth. I was in a training in Tennessee, and I was about to go up on the stage in training, and my son Judah called me. And Judah, we homeschooled our kids, my wife homeschooled our kids all the way through. That's why they're so amazing. She's amazing. And Judah was graduating and going to go to college in 2 weeks. And out of the blue, he calls me and he says, hey, Dad, what's the chance we could cross the Arctic Circle before I go to college? But do you know what? If I had a business or worked for somebody, I'd have to ask, what's freedom worth? I had to figure out what time, how many vacation days I had. But instead, I answered without hesitation, absolutely, I'll make it happen. I hung up the phone. 3 days later, we're on a plane to Seattle, on our way to Fairbanks. We rented a four-wheel drive, and they're going to put a picture up here on the screen. Rented a four-wheel drive. If you've ever watched the Ice Trucker Highway, we drove the entire Ice Trucker Highway all the way to the Dalton, all the way to Coldfoot. And we had a picture taken in front of the Arctic Circle sign in August where there was no snow. We came back and we fished the Chena River the next day. And we got on a red-eye flight from Seattle on our way home. I looked over and you didn't know I looked. But he had tears in his eyes. And I did too. And we didn't speak about it. It's a manly trip. We were fishing beside grizzly bears now. Waist deep in the water. But I remember landing and I remember thinking, that's freedom. That's ACN. That's what this company has afforded our family. Last, I want to wrap it up with just really challenging each of you. If you knew me, you'd know how average of a person I really am. See, everybody's journey in ACN is different. We started fast, and we had a hollow middle. With seasons in our business where I didn't know if we were going to make it, but I didn't know how to quit. Every time I thought about quitting, I thought of all the faces that are staring at me right now. And I couldn't do that. Because let me tell you something, guys, we only get 24 hours a day. That's it. This 15 minutes you've given me and our family, you can never get back. And that means something to me. And I challenge you because today some of you need to make a decision. Some of you guys got to quit, teetering on the ACN fence and decide whether you're in or out. Because every single person can stand at this podium. Every single person, if you make a decision, can be right where I am. I can look you in the white of your eyes. It took me 9 years. We hit RVP in an hour. But it took 9 years to stand at this podium. See, your time is valuable. But here's what you want to do. You want to have action when you leave here. Have a home meeting schedule where you can invite people to see this blessing. People don't know what they don't know. And you have the greatest blessing in business today in any industry in your hand before they launched everything they launched this morning. But you got to make a decision. The second thing is you can't be conditioned as a job mindset. You're now a business owner. If it's to be, it's up to me. So register for the next convention. You have to be in San Jose, California, period. It's not a question of can I go or no. You need to register before you leave here, or you're conditioned to always be where you are today. And the last thing I want to say is to my family, I love you. I love you, my kids, my wife. This is the beginning. To the founders, thank you for your integrity. Thank you for your word being truth. And thank you for always doing what you say you're going to do. And the vision and not giving up and not quitting and not retiring. Thirdly, to my team, for those of you that want it, I'll run through a brick wall to fight for your family until you're standing at this microphone. And lastly, my God, thank you for ordering my steps to have me at this podium today. God bless you.